Hi guys. I know I didn't give you much time, but um, I finally got my new computer. So every time I get something for my new format, something happens. I get one thing and wait to see what happened to me today. Is anybody here? We'll see if Apple gets home first. Rita, I've been thinking about you like you have no idea. Hi, sweetheart. God, I'm so glad you're here. I don't know if you heard what happened since last time I talked to you. How you doing? I got my new computer. You didn't hear what happened? Remember, I was supposed to call you or whatever, like the following week. I was out all of December for like 50 days. I had the flu for 7 days, and then I had one day, and then it went right into COVID. Another 7 days, and then I had what I like to call a mouth explosion. Um, I was infected with blood. I mean, my blood was infected, my sinuses, my ears, my balance. I mean, I was riddled with infection. I had no idea. I was trying to get approved for my new knee, so I couldn't get a clearance. So I had to get 2 extractions after that. Now I have to get 5 more, which it's been fucking hell, Rita. I mean, I don't know what happened. Oh, I don't remember any December, like whatsoever. Oh my God. I'm telling you, I'm feeling bad for myself. But the good thing that came out of that is the only thing I could do, I could not speak because, your head bone's connected to your, in my case, ankle bone at that point. I couldn't type. I knew what I wanted to say, but it would not come out right. And then when I had to get the emergency extractions on the 27th of December, a stitch came out or something, or I bit my tongue, and 14 hours of just, I don't know if you know anything about this, but you can't spit. You can't, don't laugh. You can't suck and you can't spit. Okay. If you do, it's just everywhere. Right. So for 14 hours, I'm just like, you can't drink water. God forbid. I'm like, what am I supposed to drink? Vodka? But it's, I hate to say this because when my dentist said this to me, I said, don't stop right there. I said, why can't I drink water? And he's like, well, have you ever cleaned a fish tank? I'm like, that's enough. Don't even say it. But he wasn't kidding. Um, One of the stitches came out, and I'm just like, it's like slime, like a fucking fish tank. I mean, like from here all the way. It was horrifying. But I just can't stress how important it is to take care of your teeth. I mean, I had no idea. And apparently, the guy who took my wisdom teeth out, how many years ago was that? He took the tooth, but never took the root. And, in the case with, these bottom break ones back here. So I have 5 more extractions yet. And of course, my insurance didn't kick in until the first, naturally. And this happened on the 27th. So $2,000 later. And that's without, I'm not even close to being done yet. So, Thumper! Hey, what was that? That was my rabbit. He's running around like a crazy person. So, yeah, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. I was going to find you on Facebook tonight. It took a while for me to speak and for my head to clear, and I had no idea how foggy I really was. And it's amazing. Yeah. And I thought I was doing so well, I'm working on myself, and maybe that was the reason. I was literally in bed for 50 days or whatever, and just studying, which is what I've been doing, for 8 months or so. And I just let my channel drop because I had to get, find out what was going on before I could go any further. And I always wanted to know if you retain anything, I guess, in your subconscious, like when you're sleeping or, whatever. Apparently you do, because one morning I woke up and the fog had cleared. And that was after halfway through the second dose of cliptomycin or whatever that is. And then I got a kidney infection on top of that. Now, who gets a kidney infection on cliptomycin? I mean, probably because they couldn't drink water. Whatever. So one morning I woke up and I had a major download, like, pow. I mean, a major download. Like, I'm talking from elementary school even, It was like, oh, because I hated geometry and stuff like that. And here I'm studying dimensions, right? And I'm like, oh. And then it just, like, everything that I had been watching and studying just all came together and just, like, bam. But I got out of Christmas. Yeah, I know. Yeah, they give you what, $1,000 to do with whatever you want, but apparently that's not the case. But this is going to be way more than that, and there's everything's just hitting at once. Everything, monetarily wise. I mean, bam, bam, and then bam, and I didn't see that coming. And then what happened to me 3 years ago when my brother died, or they found my brother dead in Florida during the quarantine. And I was living in a trailer, and I grabbed the wrong car to go right up the street for cigarettes, and they gave me an impaired driving because I was crying. What a racket. What a fucking racket. Anyway, so I had to turn my license in for like 30 days. So now I have 2 cars sitting out there uninspected. They have to be inspected, and I can't drive, right? Oh, yeah, I know. I'm trying. I've been doing my best for you to take care of myself. That was the whole point. And I wanted to have Christmas done by November, like me, Christmas Eve I go out, But apparently that's where I got the COVID. Which I'll take any day of the week over the flu, but I always get my flu shot, but it just evaded me this year. It just got too late, and I don't know what happened. COVID was nothing, But I was just really tired. It did not affect my appetite in any way. Don't you think? Your mouth is the most important thing. You think it would fall under your health insurance. It was an emergency as well. And it's the 27th on a weekend, of Christmas weekend. So the dentist, the only one that was open, you'll love this story. I'm laying there. Now, this guy let's just say he should have, I'm trying not to be mean here, should have retired maybe like 10 years ago, we'll say, give or take. Can you hear me okay, by the way? Can you hear me okay? I'm testing on my new computer. Yeah, so that works, and I'm not upside down. Well, anyway, at this dentist, I wake up. I might as well just woken up, but I'm laying there, and I feel something on my feet, right? So looking at there, I'm looking at what you're saying. And there's something scooching up my leg. And I look down, and I see this big bow tie, like this big. And it's a Jack Russell Terrier. crawling on my leg, lays on my chest, and just staring at me with this big bow tie on. I'm like, all right, either I'm hallucinating, there's no funny gas around, you know. I don't know what's going on here, but this could only happen to me. Well, the dentist comes in and sits down and says, I see you met Mikey. I'm like, did I have a choice? You know, they're not tiny dogs. They're not chihuahuas. They're, you know. Well, when the dentist moves the table, this dog gingerly, as it stands up, goes over here and sits in its seat and puts his paw and runs the equipment for the dentist. Cute parlor trick, but not during oral surgery. And you're worried about a piece of dust getting in my hole? Okay, forget about the flea in the gaping hole in my mouth, you know. Whatever. Very strange. And I had to pay cash for that, which I didn't have, but he kind of pulled out of your ass when you have a toothache, you know what I mean? It is hilarious, isn't it? If you look it up, I mean, it's even on his webpage. I mean, and her name is Mikey. And when I went back to get the stitches out, it was in a tutu this time. I'm like, yeah, your dog's getting a little confused here. You have it in a dress now. What do you mean? It's a girl. I'm like, well, then what'd you name it Mikey for? That's even more confusing. You know? Or dog hair, or mites, dander, you know. I know. I mean, great parlor trick for kids, I guess, you know, and all that, but I'm not done yet. Like I said, I still have 5 more extractions in the back. Some have teeth, some don't have teeth, and it's just like, so I have to get a partial denture in the back. And I'm like, not happy about that, you know, but at least it's not the front. I'm like, yeah, easy on the cosmetics, you know. And I have another gaping hole right here because something came out, and I don't know if it's the tooth or come here, you Thumper, or the bonding that I had years ago. Hi, sweetheart. This is Thumper. Say hi, Thumper. Yeah, don't scratch, Mama. I got no scratches. Now go about your business. My rabbit is litter trained, by the way. So, well, going back, I'm doing the best I can read it. At this point now, I'm grounded again because I don't have a license for now, I don't know, 40 days or something. And there's 2 cars out there out of inspection. The money is just, I'm just disgusted. I don't know what to do, you know. But there's a reason for everything, and you know that. Like I said, I got 3 times of studying it, so and everything. The gums are okay. There was an infection in my jaw back here, which went to my ear, which went to my. It should have went to my brain. I mean, I probably shouldn't even be here right now. What would they do to you? Last time I went to the dentist. Oh, yeah, yeah, exactly. The root's still in there. So it's kind of like a root, I don't know, it's a canal, like a root canal. Kind of. Thank God one of them already had one. But they pulled those 2 back here. So there's nothing from here on out. On the top's fine. But there's 2. There's 2 teeth that I can feel. So that's 2. Wait, that's 2. Oh, and there's a root coming out here. So that's 3. 4 or 5 would be. There's 1 on the top, way in the back. So I want to be put out for that, don't you think? Really? See, that's what I think I had. Yeah, it's sepsis. It's like staph, right? Like a sort of staph. Yeah, let me find my glasses. I forgot. I did manage to get to the eye doctor, however. Let me get my glasses. So I just squint. Think of that. I lost them. Eye thumper. Where my glasses at, thumper? I'm afraid to ask. They're probably gone too. Um, sepsis. Yeah, that's. Uh-oh, I can't find my glasses. That is not good. I just got them too. Of course, I cleaned up real quick. This is kind of important that I have them. They're probably right here in front of me. I'm just not seeing them. But that would help a lot, yeah. Yep, they were black on black. They were right here the whole time. So these are my new glasses, which I don't care for them, but other people like them. I guess I'm getting used to them. Yeah, is that what blood poisoning is? Sepsis is? You know what? I should call my insurance company and tell them that because this other dentist, a good dentist, you think? I don't know. Do you? Hi, Elizabeth. How are you? So anyway, I finally got my new computer. Okay, so I'm not upside down, backwards, all that stuff. So as soon as I get that, today I get on my bike. You love this backpack, tripod, in my survivor pack, right? Well, I fall. Okay, there goes my camera. See ya. I've been looking for one anyway, but still, it's like, okay. I got boo-boos. It's actually it's an Asus. It's a Chromebook, but now Rita, I was looking. That is my very first camera that I ever got, aside from the cell phone, like way 8 years ago. And then I always have my backup, which is a little. It's not quite as strong. It doesn't go quite as far, but I think it has a better picture. But I just ordered a brand new one of them because I'm used to them and I really like them. Which is the Sony camcorder. This one definitely can't be fixed this time. I landed right on it. I fell. I mean, I just went ploop. I get on my bike. Now, understand, I only have one knee. So, one, I call my bionic knee, and all this happened trying to get a clearance. Thank God I went for a clearance, no one goes to the dentist unless you have a toothache, let's face it. That's one thing nobody can handle. But, yeah, this is whacked. This is totally out. Oh, great. I just threw the wrong one. This is my backup. I just threw the backup on. That's right. I'm getting a new one. But I like these. I love these Sony's. These camcorders. The only thing I don't like about them is that they don't pause. That's what really sucks. I can't pause it. Yeah, but everyone, Rita, I don't know if it depends on the county, the state, or whatever, but I can't, like if you can't go to the emergency room. dentist, there's no dentist in the emergency room, and they, everyone said you can't go to the emergency room. So I found this idiot with a fucking dog that climbed on my chest, and he's out there. This one still works fine. Well, it did until I threw it, maybe. I can't win. Do I have a donate button? Oh, Elizabeth, you know what? I don't yet. I'm trying. Like I have all these services, when you have a Microsoft. I only had a tablet. And I'm trying to figure out how to do that. But I mean, it's, like I sell on eBay as well. Not very much, mind you, but also during this whole thing, my eBay took off. Well, not took off, but I mean, I sold like 4 items in a week. I'm like, what's going on here? Because I was doing everything I was supposed to do, as far as, trying to find myself and look inside and do all that crap. I can send money. But anyway, they have something on there where there's a share, but where you can sell items. Now, everyone I've looked at looks like T-shirts and things of, like I never marketed myself because I didn't want to in the beginning. It's been 10 years now, but I don't have kids anymore, so I don't have to worry about that. You know what I mean? So now it's time to stop playing around. But as Rita knows, I have to know what I'm talking about, or I won't say, and I mean 150%. Some people call themselves do you like my vids? Can you have the site? I had it immediately. It was terrible. I'm going back to my videos from 10 years ago, and they are awesome. Rita, Jesus. Back then, like on the mountain. I'm trying to get this short on because I finally got on shorts. And I stayed steady at the same subscribers for about 5 years. I mean, give or take one. For how long? And YouTube was like so excited. It said, you got 4.3 thousand views, or like 120%. Do you know what that means? That means they watched it more than once. So I'm like, all right, YouTube, calm down. You think you can pay me? And then I realized I didn't have the right account. The account number from when I was hacked earlier on in the year. Having a great time here. Ashtray. And so, yeah, I got my big $100 from them. But I wasn't working either, I stepped back and decided I had to find out what was going on in the world and see if everyone was coming up with the same conclusion as I was. As most of my subscribers know, we did this together. I wasn't the one supposed to be doing this. So I just wanted to know what was running around my mountain. I didn't think that was asking too much, and I thought somebody knew. I had no idea that no one didn't know, So here I am, 10 years later, still looking. Or not looking, I already know what's going on now, finally. But I just didn't see the sense of filming anymore. You know what I mean? I didn't see I felt like I lost my place in this industry, and I didn't know what I was supposed to do. It seemed like everyone already knew everything, But I guess I call myself a seer. Everyone's your rememberers or whatever, but I see things that nobody else sees, and a lot more people are finally seeing. I mean, I get a lot of apologies from being all the hackers and the spammers and the trolls that were on my page for how many years. I didn't let that stop me, though. And I don't have my PayPal account set up yet because eBay changed everything, so I don't need you don't need a PayPal anymore. They took over everything. But Elizabeth, I'm going to ask you. I would love. I can't even. This is like a Where's Waldo type thing, but I took this picture a long time ago, and it's like really messed up. Get the glare out of there. But it's like, how many can you see in this picture? You know what I mean? It's crazy. My trees were absolutely nuts. But I also I take the stuff and I sell it at the flea markets on the in springtime, and if not, it's on eBay. But I love this picture. It's crazy. And then I make stuff. Waiting for you, 18 messages. And I'm getting acclimated to this computer for the last week. I make stuff. I'm not done with this is just one of my projects I'm making now. But I make stuff. I was a photographer before I had my experience. So that would have been still photography because we know I all suck at videoing. I'm like the worst on the planet. Getting better. But I have pictures that no one's ever seen before of what I perceived at the time to be what we would call a Bigfoot, I guess. Only 3 times in my life have I seen them with my own, vision, without a camera, because technically what I'm looking at is the 4th dimension. That's what we're filming into. That's why we can see them. But you're not supposed to be able to see them without glasses, but I'm sure Bigfoot can pretty much do what he wants. It's not, I don't believe in Bigfoot as a flesh and blood animal that needs our help in any way. And that's how this whole thing started. Was I filmed a Bigfoot like 20 feet above my head, about 6 foot tall, and stepping up and over a tree limb, very obvious. And I didn't see it when I was filming, so I scanned right by it. But that was like, oh my God. I was like, I knew I had one. Yeah, I could tell by the evidence, because I've been looking for Bigfoot since I was 7. Since Patty first came on TV, it was like, oh my God, because I lived in the woods when I wasn't in the gymnasium, And who was it? I think I had like 300 subscribers in Colorado. Bigfoot came on my page and said, you got Bigfoot there or something like that. And I'm like, I do? Because I needed confirmation. I didn't really know, Brandy, you're fine. Hi, lady. How are you? Finally got my new computer. And as I told them, I'm out riding my bike today. I went to my favorite spot. I'm trying to figure out where I threw that. Oh, here's and what happened when I was leaving. Which one fell? I landed right on my camera. Now, why do these not look broken for some reason? It was hanging all over the place. I landed right on my camera, which I've been shopping for cameras for a while anyway. So that was just saying, hey, get your new camera. You need it, How come it's not all smashed up all of a sudden? Well, that's like a miraculous freaking weird thing. What did I do? Throw it and fix it? Like the whole guts were hanging out here. What happened? That is very odd. It's awful shaky. Oh, and it doesn't turn on anyway, so I guess. But I was having my backup. But I'm getting a brand new one of these. And it's going to look the way it used to look back in the day. It was so beautiful. This thing was so clear. But, and I learned, like I said, I learned how to do shorts finally. And that just, pow, I didn't know what was going on. And then my eBay started selling and everything just started taking off and I still wasn't all there, I was like, this is neat. What's going on? But yeah. Brandy, I was just telling Elizabeth and Rita that I rode my bike to the local park or whatever. And when I was leaving, I fell boom. I got on the bike and I have that real heavy tripod and a backpack and whatever, and the camera's right here. And I just get on the bike and the bike just goes down. Bam, right on my camera. But I keep forgetting I only have one knee, which was the point of this whole, trying to get clearance for surgery. That's when I got sick. But if I don't get on the bike the right way with my bionic knee, it doesn't go anywhere. You know what I mean? I have to get started with the right knee. And that didn't happen today. No, so I had to walk all the way home. So I'm kind of just waking up from my nap. I just lay down. I was so upset I went to sleep. I thought, you better get something done tonight, girl. Invite a guest to your live stream. How do I do that? Nah. They'll come if they want. My goodness. Oh, yeah, it was terrible. It could only happen to me. It's just a story of my life. But something always seems to come out of it. One way or another, like I was, like that massive download I had was crazy. So in researching and everything like that, mostly everything that we know and whatever is in your subconscious, it's not in your conscious. And it just all hit me like a bag of chips. Everything happens for a reason. And I know that better than anyone on the planet. Because I know something bad's going to happen before it happens from the empathic side of me. But if I could control it, that would be nice, rather than me suffering for the entire planet's woes, for no reason. That sucks. It's a terrible, terrible gift to have, I believe. But Joel, he wasn't. Wait, I see something about a dead squirrel. Hold on. Wait. They threw a dead squirrel at her. The funny thing is on my mountain, there was a trail, like a township access trail, and no squirrel. When I first moved in there, a squirrel went halfway across and just dropped dead, just for no reason, just dropped dead. There was no squirrels on my mountain, none, because they were afraid of something, I would imagine. I cut my hair. So I'm looking at my lip. I didn't even brush it. I never brush my hair. I'm terrible. But anyway, Joel, I have not heard from him, but he's back on Facebook, so I would imagine he's doing okay. He hasn't called me, with emergencies or anything like that. So I'm assuming he's okay. I hope his wife's okay. My BFF. Yeah, Joel's one of a kind. I wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for Mark, Colorado Bigfoot, and Joel. Really, they're the ones. Joel's the one who marketed me. Now, he swears that he was on the same ship I was on when I got abducted when I was 15. Oh, Pennsylvania and Jersey. Elizabeth used to run the woods in Pennsylvania and Jersey. Yeah, I just got a whole clip of the Pine Barrens. I finally got to film there this past summer. I wanted to be the first one to do it. Now, I don't know where Diesel Films at, but I don't know if it's the Pine Barrens or not, but that was badass. You should check them out. They're really good. You and Jill have the same marks on your. Well, no, we don't have the same marks, but he had called me the one day. This was we'll say 5 years ago when I was still on the mountain, and he couldn't get a hold of me because I was sleeping. And I was just absolutely exhausted for some reason, and I answered the phone. He's like, Dad. He's like, Jesus Christ, where you been? He's like, check your left leg. So I'm like, why? He's like, just look at it. So I looked down. I'm like, huh. So I took a picture and I sent it to him, and there was a big old bruise on there. He said, I saw you. He said, I saw you on a metal table and something being inserted into you. So who knows? I really need to go through some kind of hypnotherapy to find out about what happened to the 6 hours that Linda and I both lost when I was 15. When man, that was a big ass spaceship. That was crazy. And 8th grade dances don't normally last much past 9 o'clock, give or take, maybe 10. And there's no memory of anything except us trying to run. And every time we try to run, this thing would just and block our way. So I'm assuming we got abducted because I don't remember anything. And neither does she. So not until midnight that night. But I would love to know what happened that night. Or I think I want to know. I don't really know. Maybe I don't want to know. They say now, like I said, I was a virgin at the time. Linda was not. Blonde hair, the green eyes. She had blonde hair, blue eyes. And from everything I learned, about genetics and what have you, and the ETs and yada, 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 I would have been a prime candidate, for egg taking. Like if it was Hitler, I'd be his love child, But apparently, from what I studied and what I understand to be correct, politically correct, I believe it, is that they have to stay with the same bloodline. And just like, we would do with any other animal, you have to test their food to make sure it's safe. You have to test this, you have to test that, the animal mutilations and all that stuff. Basically, they said we get blamed for a lot more than we do, But I don't know if they've been with me. I mean, my mother and father are third cousins. I mean, I don't know if it gets any more pure than that as far as the pure bloodline that they allegedly have to follow since the beginning of time. So I don't know how that works, but I'm still being taken and I'm being followed again, which I don't understand why, because that went away for like 4 years or 3 years when I was being followed constantly. And that stopped, but it's back again. I'm really not that important. They got to be bored to death. Oh, yes, they can. Word time. And space. They would, like your camera only goes so far. You know what I mean? I don't see how a phone camera, we'll say, which most people have, could possibly film a planet or a star or whatever. If you can see it on your phone, you should not be able to, you wouldn't think. It means where it took from the time of the dinosaurs roaming around for that light to hit the earth in the first place. It's pretty far away. Um, you know, it's something, either whether it be a drone, a entity, a UFO, or but it's not a star, and it's not a planet. It can't be, you know. So that's when I realized these things are too small to be UFOs, so they have to be entities like me lady, who I met in my window after the fire. That's the name of a UFO that follows me, or what I believe to be a UFO at the time. And she would follow me everywhere. And then there was one that would be in my tree. That was a green one. And he would never let me film him. And every time I moved, he would move just a little bit in the trees and be like this and that. And I did finally get him one time. And he was going like this around the trunk of the tree. And I finally got him. You know what it was? It was a fairy of sorts. It was I could see the legs, the face, the eyes, you know, it wasn't just a beam of light. It was a fairy. Go figure. There has to be. Or they get mad at what I don't know if they get upset with what I post, but it just like today when I fell on the bike. I take that personally, like they threw me down, like they pushed me down. I felt like I've been pushed down before. And or they'll be like, bad time, Deb, not a good time to be filming. And you know what I mean? And they won't let me get anything. I don't know if they want to be filmed anymore. They did back then, but the ones that are here are not the same ones from the mountain. Not since I went to Hawaii. When I got back from Hawaii, the malevolent ones were here. They were totally different. They were totally different. They were not the same ones. And I never did find my babies. They would be about 6 or 7 by now. And I found the video and looking real close at it and knowing what I know now. What are you doing? Thumper, get out of there. That's my rabbit. Sorry, guys. You could see, like a certain time of the year when it wasn't so bushy, that it was kind of like a factory lineup where what would appear to us with our eyes would be like a twig, you know, come and went like this, and there was little whatever, and feeding them like a factory, you know, lineup would. So that would make them a hybrid of some sort. Now, I've said this before, and just to find out that it's a known fact that the Greys are going into extinction. Did I say that right? Extinction. I can't say it. See what I'm talking about? It's extinction. Whatever the hell the word is. They're becoming extinct. Extinct. I can't say it. What the hell's wrong with me? You get the gist. Anywho, they're the ones mainly who's messing with their genetics, you know, all the stories of these little Greys. Because they clone themselves. They didn't do the proper math, I guess, back in the day. But they cannot reproduce because they don't have a future or a past. So, you know, they're trying to make hybrids of themselves, I guess. I mean, I don't know what to do. I don't know what they're doing. But I believe the ones that I am watching, that I see in my footage, the ETs, I think they're, the best word I could come up with would be pirates. You know what I mean? Like, they don't have permission to be here. That's why I always get pictures of battles. Remember, there's always the battles, and they're always fighting, and who knows? I mean, yeah, they're a pain in the balls, aren't they? Elizabeth, a pain in the ass. I personally have never seen one, thank God. I did see King Tut once. That was interesting. Now I lost my train of thought. So anyway, the pirate thing. Depending on what route you believe in and whatever, as far as the Galactic Federation of Light and all this, whatever your instinct tells you or whatever you resonate with. Um, the ones that I'm seeing, I think, are like pirates, because what they got to a point where they had to get permission from the government, as you all probably know half of this, to in exchange for information, they were allowed to mine the minerals that not they needed. Other planets needed this particular mineral. We don't need it. We wouldn't miss it at all. But we started lying to them. Only the U.S. government would lie to someone who can read your mind. I mean, we're so stupid. So I think these are simply pirates who found portals, how to get here, and they're just coming in, getting what they want, and leaving. And my biggest thing is sight unseen. It's like, how are they getting in here sight unseen? And I was obsessed with that for a while. You've seen that too, Rita, huh? Yeah, they don't belong here. It might be the planet that needs this stuff, but maybe they got tired of waiting and whatever for permission and got it themselves. But they're always fighting and. Oh yeah, there is. Oh my God, I saw this video and I can't find it again, and I haven't even heard this theory for a long time. Of the Hollow Earth or something like that. But there was a video of a real expedition that Queen Elizabeth put out in 1865 or something like that, looking for the Hollow Earth, right? And here's the creepy thing. The creepy thing is between the Kentucky and Ohio rivers or something like that, which is a little close for my comfort. But these pictures were in the hand of some dead guy, obviously, but they were already developed, okay? And they were fucking terrifying. I had nightmares all night. I never even finished the videos. It was a slideshow. So, it looked like back in the day, and there was 3 tunnels getting, whatever. And it was a thriving civilization. I mean, with the funkiest looking, creatures you'd never seen. And needless to say, this expedition never came back. I don't believe it was because they didn't make it back. I believe it was because they didn't want to come back. But he had all these pictures already developed, So it had, the creepy, just the scary, old time haunted house look, And I never did finish watching that video, and I can't find it again. And it's creepy. The mist, okay, and this around them, and this is why people bitch. Somebody said, why is it whenever somebody claims to get a picture of a Bigfoot, they're always blurry, right? First of all, number one, you don't know when this is going to happen. People aren't driving around with professional equipment, you know what I mean? You're lucky they had the forethought to pick up the phone and even start filming. But I chalk that up to because it's another dimension. You know what I mean? So they're not here yet. They're not quite here yet because I didn't understand dimensions yet as well as I should have, or knowing now, what I didn't know then. It's more like filming in the 4th dimension. You know what I mean? So it would be blurry. And they're always short. It's always quick. And they always disappear into a tree. They're always fleeting. That's why I say they are the trees. Because they cloak like bark. These extraterrestrials. And talk about blending. They blend. And I was right, Rita. It's nice to be confirmed when you're correct, but since there was no dictionary for any of this back then, I made, we just called it like we saw it, remember? It could be any. I've seen ceremonies. Trust me on that. Beautiful ceremonies. Um, I'm still picturing this one of the big, beautiful white birds, kind of like ostriches, but way bigger, And I've seen people coming in, where they hold them with four people are holding two, whatever, walking through a field, an electrical field where I took my first ride by, matter of fact. And there's a lot of ceremonies, very obvious. That was one of the ones that I was too afraid to put on a computer. So it's all in hard copy, and that's it. Just like the ones I saw on my mountain. When I believe she was being raped, we'll call it, by, an unknown, very tall, black, like Ultraman looking, sleek extraterrestrial. Now he could just stand up on a tree, so I couldn't see him, but she's on all fours. And I've seen her trying to get up to run, but she couldn't because I was right there. And we looked each other in the eyes, and I just blinked at her like, it's okay. It's okay. And I'm like, Linda, back up slowly. And I'm click, 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 click. But I would not put that on the computer. I hooked my camera up to the TV and just took pictures of it. You know what I mean? With this, which is not hooked to the computer. So, and then just got it developed. So, fucking perverts. They are. You think they're not? Oh, yeah, they are. No different than us. You're damn straight perverts. What are you... Thumper. Stop chewing on my new thing. Where's my thing? I need a water pistol. That would be a good thing to have for him. Don't make me get my fly zapper out. Oh, don't go under there. Such a bad bunny. Only I get a rabbit that says Grumpy Bunny. It's so funny. I've called him pervs more than once. Now see, look what you done did. And I lost my train of thought again. But yeah, the ceremonies, tons of them now. Why would they have them here? I don't know, because they don't like to be here. It's not comfortable. The gravity's not enough. It's clumsy. Some of the races that do come here come with, they have something in their mouth at all times or up the nose, perhaps. I don't know if they can't breathe right here or they need something, but there's quite a few different races. The most beautiful thing I ever saw was when I first met that entity that came to my window when the fire hit the seed factory across the street, and there was no lights. Nothing except one porch light, which was like a quarter mile down, and that's where this entity lived. And I'm just sitting there all by myself, going through TV, going through my footage, and I look over and she's sitting there in the window. That was fucking freaky. But the places she showed me and took me across the street, she turned my woods into a big marshland, and you could see this horse bringing things up from underground, which at the time I believed to be the Hopis, but they looked like little Sasquatch or little Bigfoots with big eyes, right? But the horse covered in gold, everything. It was beautiful. It was the most beautiful horse I've ever seen. So, it was stunning. And the 6-foot praying mantis in a tree. You haven't lived until you've seen that. And then she just went away. I saw things happen to her at night that I would never, and I have that on footage, but for some reason nobody watches anything that I take at night. They don't watch. That's when all the good shit comes out or happens. I don't have lighting people, I do this by myself. So, but I have this. I was going back into my UFO files, and two of them were actually taken. Two pieces of footage of mine were taken. The one by Secure Team 10, remember, right before he went down. That was a big deal. They had that in 4 minutes, so you can imagine how many people they had working for them. They had that, but the first one was something called the UFO Institute, which at the time only had like 100 subscribers. They're pretty big now, but they took one of my footages too of the UFO, and this thing's badass. This was when they used to dance for me and do all sorts of cool shit. And I have it on clip on my computer, but I can't, for some reason. Assholes. Well, somebody took them. Something took them, whether it be the government or whatever, took Tyler and beat the fuck out of him for a week. So I was told, putting out TMI. And instead of calling them, the UFOs that they were, he was calling it was a conspiracy theory. And I can't stand conspiracists, okay? Because all conspiracists do is cause fear, which causes what? War. And decisions made out of fear are not good, But what he did confirm for me that what I was looking at was whether it be a ship, like he seems to think it was the re-engineered, I forget what they call it, something from one of the crashes, craft that just hovers there using something, gravity or whatever, oxygen or something to run it or something crazy like that. But that's the one that they took, and he, instead of calling it a UFO, he called it that craft, and it's called the Black Triangles back, and it's not on his thing anymore. It's not on his site anymore. I have it downloaded. But the UFO Institute was the first one to ever take anything of mine, and this is really bad. This thing, I thought it was me lady coming in, and then it turned. You can see where it turns into a triangle, and it spins this way, and then it splits into two as usual, and something comes out of it, and then next thing you know, it looks like a parachute. It's crazy, and I have it sitting in here, but I can't get it on the shorts. I don't know how to do it. It won't work. And there's so many things that should have went viral, like especially the one where me and my girlfriend were in the tent and was taken into a portal or something for 2 minutes. Where do we go? You can clearly hear something. We'll call it Bigfoot, even though I don't believe in Bigfoot. In the back. I mean, but it's not loud enough. I can't get it loud enough for people to hear. God forbid they'd have to put microphones on or something. But it is so crazy. I mean, like if we were in a tent, the phone was outside of the tent, face down on a chair, and I heard something coming, and there's a fire pit there. And I grabbed my girlfriend by the hair and pulled her in the tent and shut the thing. And it starts out with a regular conversation, and then it just nothing, just blank. And then it's growling and walking on something metal, something not my yard, that's for sure. And at the end, it ends with me finishing the conversation I started. So, and we didn't know it was filming. We had no idea. And I can't get that. I can't put that out there enough, that someone's got to listen to this and tell me what the hell it is. I mean, I woke up half the United Kingdom that night. Oh, God. The really good ones I just can't stress enough. There's really bad ones, but there's really good ones out of almost 1,800 videos just on YouTube alone, over the years. And I wasn't looking to get paid for it. I was just looking for the truth. I was behind the scenes. I don't like to be in front of the camera, but I'm getting better with it. Because you know why? I'm old enough that I just don't give a shit. And Jordan's 10 now. So this message is held for review. Let's see if I hit show. Somebody's message is being held for review. I don't know why. Brandy. I try to send everyone here and I tell them to get back to Yeah, Brandy's the best thing. And I have enough time where I can compare this date from that date to see what's changed. You know what I mean? It's a good place to start, and the only way to do it is to put a lot of time in it. And God only knows I've done that. I put my time in. I haven't been compensated for it, but that's fine. That's not the problem. It was my passion, And God, we always find a way. Or at least I do. One way or another, something happens. But now, I don't know, just because I'm not familiar with the computer. If I was to go, which I'm on my page now, I wonder if it would do it on here. Since I can't get it on shorts. Just this part is intriguing enough that you would know. I mean, this thing should have went viral. Now I can hear it like that one with just the audio. It's just audio because we're in a tent. You can't see anything. If I connect this to my Bluetooth speaker, you can hear it. But of course, it's not charged, and I can't find a charger for it now. Or the TV, it goes loud enough, which I can do. I can do that. I just don't understand why more people aren't amazed with what the hell that noise is. It sounds just like a cougar. Sounds like I'm at the zoo. That's the best way I can describe it. And if you slow it down at the end, there's obviously two of them. And one time I heard them say, "She's mine now." And that freaked me out beyond rapport. And this would have been about 5 years ago when I was, we used to tent outside my door, at the mountains and have fires and stuff. And me and Linda, we never made it past 2:00. Never, never, never without being too scared. Oh, Paula. Of a tall Anubis looking being with another being on a slab. Not too sure what they were doing. Yeah, I think the mist. Well, look at the moon. I mean, you know how I feel about the moon. I won't even film it anymore because it's not our moon, and I don't give a fuck what anyone says. It's just not. Okay, it is not our moon. First of all, we don't have 3 of them. I'm pretty sure. Second of all, cumulus clouds. If it's cloudy out, you can't see the moon. They're not behind the moon. That would make cumulus clouds in outer space, which we know is not possible. And I just stopped filming the moon because I just, I don't want to know. So if I go in here, I'll get it on my page. Then I can show you what I'm talking about. And maybe it'll be a lot easier than it was with my phone set up. And so you can hear me okay. The audio is okay. And I'm not upside down and sideways. And okay. No, I don't want to see that. I'll go to my page. Library. Okay, right here it should be clips. Here it is, your clips. Now, I already did the clip of this video, not one that I've talked to you about. This is the UFO one. But for some reason, I can't get it to post. Now, this is, I have YouTube Premium, which allows you to get out of there. Thumper. Get out of there. Let's see if this comes out at all. Let me make it bigger. But if you go to my page, just go to playlists and go to UFOs. Okay. Let's see. I gotta hit. Oh my God. Oh, great. This is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. We have another one joining. He's collecting all the babies, I bet you. Oh my God. So this would be the short of that. But it says UFO Institute because they took it. They asked permission first, of course. But this is an old one. That's why you go back to the beginning. You know? He's collecting all the babies. Do you ever notice that YouTube is like impossible to get out of anymore? But that's like I think one of the best. Now I've been through them all. I like the one where I just I'm in the middle of a urban area, not in the middle of the woods. And as soon as I opened my camera, there was a blue entity in my face who acted like what was the name of that cartoon character? That crazy blue Gazoo? Was it Gazoo? Well, it says it automatically becomes a short. Now I see a lot of yours. Or not yours. Created Differential. I forget her first name. Kazoo. That's exactly. So I mean, I opened the thing and it was right there, and I'm like, and it's going. I'm like, calm down, just chill out. I'm like, what? And he's and I think the name of that video was called UFO with ADHD or something. I forget. I'm silly. But that was funny. I didn't expect that. I mean, I opened it and he was right in my face. I just want to catch up on the things real quick. Kazoo. That blue one. He showed up again on top of the mountain when I was doing those at night when I would come down from the top, when I was living on the top of the mountain with Connie. When I would come down the hill, I did a series on that for a while. What was that called again? That was badass because I believed everything was coming from the seed factory. And it was like simply because they have access to DNA and whatever for seeds. And I would shoot right into those bays. And there's 4 of them, and they're like 60, 70 foot high, where the trucks would come in. And let me tell you, you don't want to know what was in them things, but it was like 4 different worlds, totally different horror things. I've seen some shit that would make your skin crawl. It was just terrible. And then there was a fire suddenly. How convenient. And there was no one there that weekend. It rained for 7 days prior to that. The wind changed direction because I was, getting ready to evacuate my animals and what have you, and went the other direction. You should see it now. It's like 15 times the size, and that's where my lady came from. She escaped, but she was alone. Actually, she wasn't alone. The next night she came too, and I said, that's not a friend of yours, is it? And she said, and I said, are you being followed? So, but on the other hand, she also knows that I don't trust her. She always comes at a bad time in my life. And you know what? Rita, this would definitely be considered that now, wouldn't it? So she's back. And I don't know. I guess one of these days I'll find out what she wants. But now at first I thought the more you put it out, the more you put it out, the more you put it out, the more you put it out. Just so people aren't shocked and appalled when they do come out, and they will come out. I used to always say probably not in our lifetime, but at this point I wouldn't be surprised if it was in our lifetime. It's going to be sooner than we thought. I know that. Don't you think, Rita? Yeah. We'll probably be too old to give a shit or know what's going on, but it's just the more you know. That's basically what this is about. That's what I think. They just wanted me to put them out there. Now, why they have to make them look like cartoon characters and why everything has to, is kind of insulting. Even the ships are like birds. I got one down once, too, when I was following me. He deserved to go down. But he was sitting in the same field. He was sitting in the same field where I got my first drive-by. And right next to a power thing. And that's where they had that meeting that I don't have on film of the ancient ones, or call it whatever you want. These beautiful white birds. I mean, they were the size, well, from the ground to like the very first pole of, say, a tower, which is pretty big. That was just the back, And that's when they were coming through. It was ancient times that I was watching, and it was absolutely beautiful. Yeah. Oh, and to answer Elizabeth's question about the time, the messing with time, and they do. If I was outside filming them, I guess they thought it only appropriate that they go in my house. Yeah, you know what I mean? If I'm out there, right? And they would slowly, now I know how far it goes, my camera, but they would, next thing you know, it was like they would take a chunk of space out. And next thing you know, it's closer. It's closer. And they turn my camper into a UFO all the time. It's like you think you're funny, and they do have a sense of humor. And they definitely can manipulate time and space. And I've had multiple portals fly by my bedroom window enough times to know that they were just as surprised that there's a tear somewhere, because they were more surprised to see me than I was to see them. That was obvious to me. And there was one time, there was a UFO in my in the woods, and here's my house, and the woods is right there. And I'm walking up the thing to go to my door, and this was early on. I still had just a cell phone. I just dropped. You remember this? I just dropped Jordan off, and he must have been 2 or 3. And it's really lousy footage, though. It's terrible. but it was so loud. Do you remember how loud? You could tell when the dimensionals came in because it was so loud. I got plenty of that, but this was a UFO. And I'm like, what's up, guys? I'm like, you look like a barrel of monkeys. Now they're pretty far away. I'm like, you look like a barrel of monkeys. Do you remember this? And they were just hanging down, and then I noticed it looked like they were trying to snag one of the babies. And I'm like, and I'm very protective of my babies, being a new grandmother and everything. I'm like, are you trying to hurt my babies? I said, remember me yelling at him? I said, I will fuck you up. You touch my babies, right? And this, whatever was in the woods, eventually came. That's when I named my lady's husband Ishtar, the Sumerian. I didn't even know what a Sumerian was. So go figure. And it's such a shame that the footage is so bad on the cell phone, and it was dusk and it was dark, and I tried to lighten it and do what I could with it, but you can hear it, and it goes right over my head, and it sounds like a tornado. There's no way that did not suck me up there. There's no possible way that it could have done that. And I have it in my explanatories. It's in my explanatories, which means I was showing you on my TV what was going on. Explanatories. Oh, what did you take that up to? Dedicated to. There's Brandy. It's not here. Isn't that amazing? Why wouldn't it be here? That's odd. Playlist. The explanatory one isn't here, Rita. Where'd it go? All right, sweetheart. Thanks for stopping by. I just wanted to let you, mainly want you guys to know that and make sure that this works okay. Now I'm a little freaked out because it's not here. Archives. Here it is. I'm sorry. Maybe right down there. Follow up. This was my first one. This looks like the right color. Hold on one second. Hey. Guys, I'm gonna go through this with you. I think. Janet. Okay, this is for Janet. I can see everything. Okay. Okay, guys, I'm gonna go through this with you. I think I get to about here, which is. I think it's big. 38 seconds in. Okay, where I said, there you all are. Well, it takes me a while to figure out what I'm talking about too. Okay. I don't know if this is the right one or not. Right here. You see, fit my finger right here. Let's see. There's one right here. There's Blinky right there for Janet. Yeah, I call them blinkies because when the UFOs came, I would just look up and they would just blink down at me. Actually, I don't know. It's probably hard to see. Maybe you can see down here better. the color looks right, like it's the right one, but
Where's the Blinky? Easier. Oh, there's Blinky. No, it's easier to see here. Here's Blinky. Sorry. There's Blinky, and there's one right behind it.
no, it's not the right one. But I hope this is the one on the first one where they go real fast like this. They were fighting them. Like even slowed down, you could never keep up with it. I can see the shape of possibly something funky.
Okay, well, I'm sure there's more, but aside from that, there's one right there. And over here. Sorry, and over there. What I'm trying to say in this video is this, okay? Notice these. Okay, I have to get back these cameras too. And this circular motion. Okay.
I love to hear myself. The thing they say back then are so funny. It's like you're not even close.
And right here. Oh, look, there's a baby right on top of that. Sorry, I had to point that out.
Come on.
Now look at it from afar. You have a big circle. Okay. Not yet, we don't, but it's getting there now. That is not in my yard. I could look outside right now, and that is not there. Okay. These things are cloaked. Okay, they're not leaves. They're fat.
This is not the right video, but I mean, can you see the color difference? I don't know how anyone can't see the color difference. This is wintertime.
What in the Bigfoot world we call little people. Some people call them forest people.
They're not little people. Little people are much smaller than that.
These are, I'm assuming, what comes in on that colorful thing that we see in the sky every night.
Oh, maybe it is.
Bigfoot. Thank God I haven't seen any aliens. But
listen to me. Listen to me.
right there. Alright, right here. Now again, you got the horizontals coming around.
All right, Dad. Well, come on. Okay.
And there's a whole bunch of them. And as you can see, it's like, well, it's like a nest, but it actually has, let's go back a little bit. I'll tell you why. Because it actually has like almost like a railing around it. You know what I mean? Right here.
This is not the right one, but it's still pretty cool.
There's a railing around this big nest of leaves that I don't have out there. And
they weren't there a minute ago.
This is where we saw, this is the same tree, and then they just showed up, the leaves. They were not there earlier. You know what?
Okay, he's getting loud.
Don't check on that. Because I really have, like I said, I really haven't had time to go through this, but I want to see something. Okay. Here's that tree. Here's the tree in the beginning. That tree.
I apologize.
Okay.
Certainly. But
there's a little guy right there. So I mentioned that.
This is good, but it's not the video I'm trying to show you. This is it's so loud. Explanatory, it's original. See, like only a PC can you get back to like video one for me. I mean, a tablet will only get you so far and take you so back so far. But you can see everyone. Explanatory of my first. No. Kind of gross. That's sad. I'll have to go through these later. Chemtrails. Hey, look, I did get Bigfoot.
Okay, this is how I see Sasquatch. Let's go right in. It's right here. Oh shit, no, my head now.
Oh.
Trying to get it too fast. He's right there.
Now, come on.
Now this is, highly edited, so it's...
Myth has it that he was the guardian of the gate,
I can see a lot more in the dark
of the portal gate.
than I can put out.
And you can also make it like one big face here, but that's not the way. Whoa, is that looking at me? Is it turning?
Or something that appears to be...
This was actually not too long ago.
You know what I mean? Like, Kenny Tuck is hairy. But we can see a lot of other things in there now, too.
He's obviously moving, okay? As a baby, this thing's moving.
Edit as light as I can possibly get it.
But on this particular video, I have him where he's got with one hand, you can see that he's holding something from getting through the portal door. So I thought that was pretty cool. Now, if I put this one up and say, well, how come it's so blurry? I don't know. They do that on purpose. If it was that easy, I'm sure we would have figured it out by now. You know, it kills me. It's like, well, why are you even on this site if you don't? Ow, do you hear that? That guy, this is when that guy was talking behind me for like a month.
Because the first time I seen him, him was getting out of the UFO.
Sounds.
Yeah.
I hear him.
And that just never left my mind. And
I hear him talking behind me. There's like a ghost-like thing talking behind me for like a month.
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch I use as the name of the study of the phenomenon as a verb. Hey! I do have some very interesting videos. It's a shame no one watches them. And then looking at other, everything that I've looked at and everything that I've seen, I don't think, okay, there's that thing.
Sasquatch, phenomenal, whatever. Things going on in the
He's feeling it.
So, I don't know what that means, but...
And he doesn't let it in.
I understand how you saw how dark it was.
Now he's reaching up for something.
I didn't think anything of it. There's so much going on with this guy here. Every one of these things is moving. This is all sharp that I can get it or light enough so you can see it.
Anyway, this one's called Explanation of Previous Video, whatever that was. Oh, that's a sin. I know it's on here. Maybe on here we can hear it.
You guys ready for this?
Where's the...
I finally got a speaker loud enough. Look.
I'll do it again.
To hear this freaking
For those of you who didn't...
audio.
Elizabeth, you've never heard this, if you're still here.
It's mostly audio.
I'm not even going to show you the video.
I have seen yet. It's all audio. But on here, you'll just...
This is when I try to make it louder.
Put down, but it's quite obvious we were taking into some kind of portal or some sort. So it's going to be very loud. You ready? This is badass. So you just picked it up. It stops dead. he puts it down right there. He puts the fan back down over the fireplace. Inside a portal of some sort.
Shut up there.
Listen to this.
There's a cricket player. Can you hear that at all? Something's walking on metal. Ready for this? So it finishes with me finishing my sentence. To hear this freaking audio. You know? This video. Okay. I don't know if you could hear that enough, but one of these days I'll get it out there where I can figure it out. All right, so I watch Britain's Got Talent, okay? It inspires me. Okay. I don't know if you could hear that or not, but it's just the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life. I mean, I've been screamed at by one as well, which is, you don't ever, never forget that as long as you live. Yet I did, okay? How? I have no idea how I could have forgotten that. Billy and I. It is exactly what they say it is. And it's the most terrifying thing you've ever heard. See, that's what I'm wondering. Rita, I don't know. At the end, like if you slow it down, it sounds like he says, there's obviously two people talking at the end. I thought it was me talking, but if I slow it down, it sounds like two of them talking. So who knows? And where did we go? We were in a tent. So did they engulf us in a bubble? Did they, it wasn't like a magic carpet ride. Yeah, like a foreign language, I know. I've never heard it before. I'm glad you caught that. Oh, I love the explanation I got for that one from a debunker, from Bigfoot Tony. It's no secret, I'm sure now. That was a long time ago. It's no secret that I was mentored by Colorado Bigfoot and Bigfoot Tony at the time, in a secret club on Facebook, where they found me. So I was filming for them behind the scenes. We were trying to get all the evidence we could for, to walk into court with, everything we could, just to prove that Bigfoot deserved just as much rights as any other animal on this planet. Well, all the videos I was sending in was just proving that he wasn't a flesh and blood animal. And I wasn't helping in any way. But that night, when that happened, when Linda and I, anything crazy in my whole life, including the abduction at 15, only happens when I'm with this girl. Okay, that's another weird thing. So I woke up half the United Kingdom. I was freaking out. Okay. And his explanation to it, this is why we fired him, Mark and I, not long after that, or Mark did, thank God, and brought Joel in, who what was the best thing he's ever done for me anyway. His explanation was that, and apparently it intrigued him enough for him to call his doctor in the United Kingdom to ask his opinion. And I was told I was stuck with a sick Sasquatch who had emphysema. Which occurs in barrel-chested, whatever. So his answer to me was that I was stuck either A, with a sick Sasquatch that I had to feed and take care of for the rest of my life. Wasn't that crazy? Hi, shine your light. What's your first name, sweetheart? I've been meaning to ask you what your name is. Allie. Ellie. That's nice. That's a nice name. What's stupid? So yeah, my advice to anyone, except the embarrassing thing, or the if you go to someone's channel or the popular uploads, they're only popular because they've been there the longest, okay? And that is the only reason. But it was not long after that incident that the UFOs landed in my yard. It was about 9 months since I saw that thing, and Mom had given birth. I guess she never left with them. And because they were going to steal them anyway, and she knew that, and she was trying to protect her kids, so she puts them under my window. Thanks. And that morning, the UFOs landed in this like a teacup tree. They never did leave, by the way. And then Mark had broken up, I guess, in the interim, and he said, "Get out there and get the shot, right? Stop crying and stop, whatever. Get out there and get the shot of these babies, right?" And I'm like, "Fine, whatever." So I get my camera and I walk out there and with a completely different attitude, I'm just going to get the shot. It's only 3 steps away, And so I went out there and I hear, bam, this huge tree knock. And that was Mama telling me unconditionally, "Listen, I trust you. I love you. But don't you think for 1 minute I'm not watching you at all times." You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, right? And I put that down, and my cat came out and started going crazy with his hair standing up and going sideways and whatever. And here he saw the little people. I'm like, "They're real too?" No, I was like, nah. You know what I mean? It's funny to watch. It really is. That was a day from hell. That's when I realized that everything was real. I was like, no, come on now. Even I'm a little skeptical. That was crazy. But yeah, some doctor from the UK told me I was stuck with a sick Sasquatch who had emphysema. That's not what it sounds like to me. We're referring to that that audio that I have of when they took us me and my girlfriend into something, the craft, a portal, whatever it was. And so you hear is the growling and it was terrifying. But now understand, when I was in the tent, I didn't hear any of this. We didn't know it was filming outside. We had no idea that her phone was on. If I would have heard that in the tent, I probably would have had a nervous breakdown. That's for sure. That would have been horrible. For sure. We didn't know until we went in the house, because we never made it past 2:00. It was just too scary with her. And yeah, that was the explanation I got from one Bigfoot Tony, my mentor at the time. He called his doctor, and his doctor told him that I was stuck with this sick Sasquatch for the rest of my life. Yeah, okay. What, I gotta feed him too? So I didn't believe that for a minute. I'm still, you know what, Elle? I'm up in the air on that one. I've seen, I believe, as people call Bigfoot, Sasquatch is not, to me, is not a word for Bigfoot. That's just a word for the study of everything that we do, the unknown, in respect for the American Indians. But the underworld would, I guess, it would be what I would call subterraneans, I guess. Okay, because as far as I'm concerned, there was galactics, interdimensionals, and subterraneans being the worst. They would capture, especially the interdimensionals, as they were coming in, and trap them and took them underground. Now, I don't know what they did to them. Took their powers. I just don't know, but they're not very nice. Okay, that's all I know. Bigfoot, I always believed to be galactic, simply because I seen him get out of a UFO in full gear. Okay, literally military gear, and is a majority of what I watched in my earlier years was battling. A lot of battling against, I just didn't know, I was told one time, the time travelers and this, whatever. The galactics were so busy undoing what the time travelers were doing, which in forethought, I thought, you know what, the time travelers are probably our children. They would be our kids. Millions of years in advance our kids, but nevertheless still our kids. And I used to think, you know what, they must hate us. I mean, how much love can you get from a robot? Now, at the time, I was a brand new grandmother, Elle. So I'd be singing all the time. That's why if you ever watch my earlier videos, you'll hear me sing a lot. I was singing to the babies that this Bigfoot had, that you put under my window for me to care for or to look out for or something. I don't know. She knew that the UFOs would come to get them one day, and they did, about 9.5 months later. And that was terrifying for me, because I learned everything. I saw the little people. I saw everything. Oh, Rita, it's embarrassing. When I went to bed, now that could very well be as well. I've taken that into consideration as well. I've taken so much into consideration. I just, until it's all collaborated and I'm not quite there yet, I will not bring that out yet. it has to be 500% accurate or I will not say it. And I would not say anything I can't prove. But here's another thing, Elle. I don't know if you ever saw I was being interviewed by Maria from California. And in that podcast, she explained to me about the bell, which, that Hitler was obsessed with time travel. We all know that. And that landed in Pennsylvania. So how do we know that didn't work? Maybe it did work. You know what I mean? We don't know. But the time travelers are just trying to fix their future because I would imagine, because like I said, how much fun could you possibly have being raised by a robot or whatever? The way they're raised, and from what I've seen, doesn't look much fun at all. And then, so when I went to bed at night, I would have to leave my windows open, the TV on to keep the babies busy. So I guess mom could hunt or whatever. And I had no problem doing that. I wasn't afraid of them. And then, do you guys remember Dave? Dave. I'm trying to think of his page. He's the one who showed me the other side, the other possibilities of what I was being taught, which was just Bigfoot, which I started real quickly not to believe in that because I was just proving them wrong. Every time I filmed that there is no Bigfoot, not here, not now, is what I meant. He's not a flesh and blood animal. He's a multi-dimensional animal or whatever. He also had there was a myth that he was guardian of the gate. Now, not David Hollis. I know David Hollis. I know him too. He's my friend on Facebook. Guys, help me out. What was his name? Dear friend of mine, and he kind of just dropped out. He was around when Rio was around, and pardon me. I'm going to kill my rabbit. I'm sorry. Thumper! What are you doing? Bear with me 1 minute. I'm going to grab something to drink too. What are you doing? I got to put him away. What was that? Thumper. Get your ass over here. Oh, come on, Thumper. You're not allowed to have Rio. Come on. Get out there. Out. Come on. Thumper. Son of a bitch. Whatever. That's on you. Bad bunny, you're a bad bunny. The bad bunny. Well, I didn't catch him. If he hurts, you know what? If he hurts himself, he hurts himself. There's nothing I can do about that. That's the way I have to look at it, He's somewhere, there's only one spot in his house he's not allowed to be, and somehow he managed to get back there. So I apologize for that. I don't know how. So what's going on with you guys? Elle, do you have a channel on here? I think I might have went to your channel last night. Did I just subscribe to you? Do you know? Oh, you don't? Okay. I checked to see if you did, because I was going to subscribe to you, but you didn't. It was somebody else, though, that I did. I forget who it was. His name's Thumper. Yeah. Yeah. Only I would buy the bunny in the store that says Grumpy Bunny. So, of course, I had to take him home with me, right? That's so bad. I always feel bad for the underdog. And he's a sweetheart of a rabbit. Really sweet. And he's potty trained. So, where are you from, Elle? Okay, sweetheart. I'll talk to you soon. Bye, Rita. Love you too. England. England. Did you ever see that movie Australia? By any chance? That's what I say. England. It's with the guy who played the real hot guy. God, is he hot? One of the comic. Which comic was it? Not Aquaman either. Oh, you live in Britain. Awesome. Awesome. I was just watching Britain's Got Talent. Yes, I'm busted. I watch them shows for inspiration. They inspire me. So what brought you into this interest? Did you have an experience? Come here, sweetheart. Yeah. Come here. Come here. Yeah. I don't watch TV either. Be there at the right place at the right time. Have you ever seen them with your own eyes? Really? Which ones? Are you referring to Bigfoot or are you referring to aliens? Because you're not supposed to. That means your frequency's raised. Oh, ethereals? I call them ethereals. I've seen one once. I believe was a little person when I was fishing. I was looking behind me and there was these just little thing of sticks, like you would see anywhere. And then all of a sudden I was like my peripheral, I'm like, wait a minute. And I'm like, as I looked again and it looked a little bit different, I'm like, nah, Well, that's great. Good for you. Either they want you to see them or you're functioning at a higher frequency. Good for you. There's something I liked about you. That's awesome. So everything's okay? Wait. They can shapeshift? And what do people mean by that? Well, I know what a shapeshifter is. I don't know if I see early on morphing. People use the word morphing a lot. And one morning I woke up and I started doing these just like out of nowhere, these drawings. where all of a sudden I could see the dimensions. It just so I just started drawing, like, you know, the way I draw. Nobody can understand it but me, apparently. They're not looking at it, but they taught me how to do that. I don't know how, but it can either A, show me everything that's in that particular photograph, okay? Every being that's in there, it will show. Or B, which took me a while to figure out, if you take the picture away from the background, you know, you take the picture away from the drawing, it'll show you what they came in on. That's what I found interesting, and that's what I think they were trying to show me. Because I'm always fascinated as to how they get in sight unseen. You know, I'm like fascinated with that. So, and by doing that, I also, I don't want to say created or invented, but since they didn't have any verbiage for this, you know, area of expertise, whatever, you kind of got to make it up as you go. There's no words for it. Yeah. I started getting insulted with that after like year 5. Okay. I understand them doing that so I wouldn't be so afraid of them in the beginning. Wait, let me make sure I get the question right. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Then I started getting a little insulted, like, you're insulting my intelligence because I'm not afraid of you. You know, you don't have to do that. When I tell you Jim Henson's got nothing on me, he ain't got nothing on me. You know, yeah, they're all cute and all, but they're not believable by you doing that. Yeah, I think I have one called. Yeah, I have a video called that. Jim Henson's got nothing on me. Or no, I said not Jim Henson. Well, I say that all the time, but Jules Verne. I said Jules Verne ain't got nothing on me because I was macro or microfilming the Subterraneans, and it was crazy cool. I'm like, yeah, Jules Verne ain't got nothing on me. But oh, I don't know if you were on yet when I was talking about that video that I saw like 2 weeks ago, and I can't find it anywhere. I had nightmares all night over this, okay, because I haven't heard this in a long time. You know, we had all them different theories and what have you, and I just blew them off. But it was the hollow earth theory, right? Which I haven't heard, like I said, I haven't heard of for quite a while now. Well, it's a slideshow where Queen Elizabeth, I guess, sent out a expedition for looking for the hollow earth, right? I know, but we're working on it at least. That's all you can do, right? That's the important part. Is just looking and trying to figure it out, and it's super cool. But anyway, this expedition never returned, and they found there was 3 openings to what appeared to be caves, I guess. And the scary part is that this was between the Kentucky and the Ohio rivers or whatever, which is awful close to me. Okay, too close for comfort. And this would have been back in, you know, early 1900s or sometime around then. Well, somebody found the caves, and there was a bunch of bones and what have you, and there was a hand with a photo album in it that was already developed. Okay. Well, somebody made a slideshow of these pictures, and what the fuck? Forget the WTF. What the fuck? Okay. Now, I mean, you know how scary they look anyway, just because they're black and white and they have it just looks really old. And the creatures were just terrifying. I mean, just simply, I can't even tell you. But it was a whole, civilization, and, had its own sun, and had, the whole nine. And it didn't appear these people were taken in any way. They just didn't choose, or they chose not to come back for whatever reason. And there was at least, off the top of my head, 12 to 15 different, races in there. Ranging from this big to, huge. And I had nightmares all night, terrifying. I only made it halfway through the video, but I can't find it now to finish it or to show anybody. It's gone. And I can't, I don't even know who made it. You know what I mean? I was just like, what is going on here? And yeah, I mean, I can see why, if they look like some of them did, why they would not want us to see them like that, but if you're asking me to film you this much, it's because you don't want everyone to be shocked when you come out. That's my thought. And they will come out, that. But if you're not showing me the true essence of yourself, how are they not going to be afraid? Because I'm going to be afraid when I see you if I don't know what you really look like, and everything's alive. And here's another thing I often wonder, like, even when they come in, like, even like what they fly with, it looks like a bird. Okay. It blinks, maybe they are alive. Maybe that's why, they don't need any fuel because they're alive. It's almost like they use live matter to make some of their crafts, or, probably the time travelers, or what have you. But yeah, I'll have to go back into my older videos and check into that. That's the best way to do it, is year-to-date comparison. Because where I got 10 years now, so I got my 10 year. So now it's time to get back to school, which I have 8 months, I guess. 9 months, where I basically let my channel go because, like I said, I lost my place. I just didn't know. I see a bunch of hearts somewhere. Thank you. Plasma. Wait. Touche. It's all smoke and mirrors, son. It's all smoke and mirrors. You got that right. But which mirror is it? And does this have to do with our obsession with life after death? Does this have to do with this all has to do with our relation, or with our, we just want to know where we came from. This is all about creation, and how, like I said, how a 6-foot hairy bipedal 20 feet above my head has to do with where I came from is beyond me, because I really never gave a shit, until now. And it's funny, I've never read the Bible, okay, the whole thing or anything like that. Always read the first page like 100 times. That's about as far as I got. And in the first page, and how my whole life turned around into looking somewhere else aside from what I was doing, was yeah, I know what you're going to say. I can only see one, but yeah, Catholics. And the only way to talk to these people was to tell a story, because how else are you going to? They weren't smart enough. That being a third of it being true, you know. But the interpretation, me, 4 people here, it is not going to be the same playing Whisper Down the Lane. By the time it hits the 4th person, I guarantee it. So, oh, we are it. We're it. Tag. Done. We are the technology. We are the earth. And that's it. We are what we're looking for. And that's what kills me. You know? Now, as far as telling other people this, you can't. You can nudge a little bit. I know this because they tried to tell me this in the beginning, and I banned them from my site. Anybody who did any kind of, we are. Oh, yes, we are. We are the creation. And God lives within us all. And here I thought I was talking to myself all these years. Who knew? Like driving in the car, I'm constantly talking to somebody, and now I know who I'm talking to. And that's you and you and you and you and the entire planet, basically, is who I'm talking to. Is everybody. And God. Now, I would have never guessed that. Well, I thought I was talking to God, but I'm actually talking to everybody. If you think about it, you put it like that. But like I told my girlfriend, just because you admit it doesn't make it okay. Well, come on, Thumper, you're just getting on my last nerves. What are you doing? This is telling me, Mom, I'm only 6 months old. I'm a baby. I want some attention. And I need to be put to bed because I'm bad. And now that's what I'm going to do. Hold on. Get over here. Thumper. How'd you get under there? What's more terrifying is that it's not Thumper. Where you at? Thumper. Oh my God. What are you doing? You should see this. Bear with me. How'd you get in there? Come on, get out. Thumper, let's go. Now. And I mean right fucking now. Let's go. I'm not playing with you no more. Get out. Get out. Now. Come here. Oh, cramp. Leg cramp. There's nothing like having a sword fight with a freaking rabbit, okay? I've done it before. God damn it. You little prick. Oh, you can be so bad and so sweet at the same time. Sorry about that. I can't stand to hear him biting things, you know what I mean? Chewing on the wood, it makes me crazy. Come here, Thumper. Try to do it again. Okay, where are we at? The creator has no right or left. It's in the middle. I like that. Touche. I was trying to make for my sister. I was trying to make well, it started out as a chatterbox, but I already did that. But I was trying to put it on here even for her birthday. Somehow saying, but not in somebody else's words per se, trying to explain to her that, okay, I guess it would be the first dimension, something like I've written down, but it's really profound, and then it just got too profound, and then I just had to just let it go. And then I had this massive download, and I actually know how to explain it, but but it wouldn't fit on there anyway. But basically, I was a dark until she shined her light on me, blah, blah, blah. And she is a part of me, and every part that you love about me is you, and it's all true. And she's not into this at all, but she's willing to listen to me, Yeah. Now, what I was trying to show her was that she was the light that came and shined itself on me. Therefore, she was my mirror that I could see myself, but I still can't, still don't know that I'm anything, until you get to the second dimension, which is, whatever. You know how this works. And the third, and the all-seeing eye I was going to give her that moves, and that's when we know. Yep. And you still have some people who believe that, living in a matrix, which is exactly what we're doing, and is a bad thing. It's not a bad thing, not for this time and this place. You little bitch. I'm sorry. It's my rabbit. Wait. Become the matrix, and you're like, fine, you son of a bitch. All right, I'm going to ignore the rabbit. Now, you want to live in the matrix, but until you have ascended and become the matrix, then you have no right, you don't want to be there yet. Yeah, exactly. And you know what blew my mind is that my grandson knew this before I did, because last time I had him, he asked me, first thing he said, he's like, did you ever feel like you were living in a hologram? And I'm like, what? I'm like, can we talk about this later? And I don't know what he's watching on YouTube, but he's a good kid, and he knows. He knows, and he was born with a gift, and he's important. Yep. They know. Younger they are. And I was thinking today again, really thinking about it, because this whole week I've had the same dream, and remember them, which I never do. Never, never, never. And I know I'm supposed to write it down, but I have not. But it's the same people, the same type of thing, and very strange. Children do know. And I raised him that way because I had just had my encounter when he was born. And so he has no idea that he has his own YouTube page already. And he just continues to amaze me. Especially that one time when he said, don't go down that hole. There's a snatch squatch down there. Yes, they do. But anyway, today I was thinking about when I was born. I guess It would have been, I guess I was 2 years old or 2 days old, laying on my changing table, and my brother's staring down at me, right? So I obviously knew something. I knew something, okay? Because I'm laying here and they're looking down on me and they're saying, Mom, where's a pee pee? And I remember very, very distinctive, like it was yesterday, saying, Man, I don't like them already, or I don't like this already. You know what I mean? This whole deal, whatever that was, you know? Yes, yes, they do. And who loves more than a mother, especially the first day or two? And now, after that, I'm not responsible, okay? Um, the unconditional love is your mom, you know? Not to mention God, who's everybody. Yeah. But I know at 2 days old that I have a contract, and then I was meant to come back here, and then I knew I was coming back here because I remember saying to myself, I don't like this already. Like, why would I say already? In my head, why would I even think that? And then I realized as you get older and older, you get more, you forget and you forget and you forget. But yeah, you're no purer than you are like first, when you first come out of the womb. You pretty much remember more than you'll ever remember. But I do remember that thinking, why did I sign up for this? Again, I don't like this already. Or it was highly unlikely that it would be my first incarnation, but it does happen. You gotta start somewhere. I see something. I'm afraid to touch this, but okay. I just see what that said. Because I'm still playing with my new computer. So I just got this like 4 or 5 days ago. So I'd have to relearn this on top of studying, and at least I'm not sideways, right? So were you here? Did you sign on when I told you what happened? Wowza. I love that. Oh yeah, I do too. And let me tell you how fast I learned how to get my way my way with my brothers. And they were not nice, you know. They beat me up. They were terrible. Until one day I figured out real quick how to manipulate them. Always outsmarted them. I started writing a book about 12 years ago. We'll say it. Yeah. And the very first page says it all. Really, it does. It says just kind of just like that, where it says, I was invincible. I was, I thought I was invincible. I was a professional gymnast. I would never grow old and I would never die. I was the exception to the rule. And it says it to the point of almost being conceited. So, guess what? That wasn't true. Yep. Touche. That was our parents' job to do that, right? I spell this, but that's right. They've been doing that from the gate, and that's been the plan. And that was instilled and put into place by probably the reptilians, number one. Anyone with a lower frequency, you know. No, AI. Oh boy. Don't even go there. Facebook. Get out of there. Okay. I don't know, sweetie. That's one thing I just think we should let well enough alone there. I mean, I saw something from. Oh, okay. Gotcha. Now you got me thinking about that. And what do you mean by I remember feeling wooz or wowza, and you knew who, what I was, and enjoyed every minute of it. Does that mean you already knew that you would be incarnated and then you could do whatever the fuck you wanted and have fun? What does that mean? Simply because I liked age 27. That's when I was old enough not to give a shit and still young enough to have fun, and I'm referring to sex. Okay. How do you feel about the elites? I heard two. We'll call it predictions this year. Both of them were similar. I don't know if it's close enough for me to put my, support 100% on yet, but was you can put it in a single word, but basically, starstruck is not going to be one of them. We're not going to be as starstruck as we were, we used to be. Exposure. A lot of exposure this year. Don't you think? People aren't going to be buying $200 Michael Jordan shoes because it says Michael Jordan on it. First of all, we're not going to be able to afford it with the inflation we're going to have. It's going to be insane, but that's irrelevant. But you get what I'm saying. We're not going to be looking at them the same as we did, They're not better than us. We're all the same. But then I had people who, a friend of mine, a good friend of mine, who takes it to the complete opposite extreme. She does she's the conspiracist. I am not. I already know. So is all that's going to do is make you angry, which is going to do what? Make you fearful. And it's going to do what? Your decisions are going to be based on fear, and it's going to hurt not only you, it's going to hurt everyone, especially you in your future life and with your higher self. Therefore, if you don't have a good earth experience now, you're not going to have one then. And not only that, we're not going to have one then because of you. So, live in the moment, go with the flow as you know it, live within yourself, Don't judge. You know, um, if it doesn't resonate with you, then turn the channel. Don't say mean things. You're allowed to think them and laugh a lot. So you don't have to worry about going to hell, so you can laugh. I laugh at myself all the time. I crack myself up. And it's okay. But that's what I would have liked to have said. Right there in a nutshell. To my sister. That's beautiful. Thank you, Elle. I like that. I really do. Really like that. That I'll show you what I wrote. And realized it was too long. My little things always wind up turning into books, you know. My God, I got so much crap. I'm a crafty little one, I am. Where's my notebook? That is great. That is perfect. No, I'll never go. Oh, I know where it is. All right, this is, you'll like this. These were the 50 days I was down when I was sick. I can't understand these. Okay. I mean, let me just show you the jibber jabber that I have no idea what happened here. Oh, that just reminded me that I have to do my taxes. I mean, this is just gibberish. Like, I mean, I can't read half of it. I don't understand any of it. And then one thing will make sense, and then the hell's that? But this is what I wanted to. This is what I was going to say to her. My God, this is terrible. What? What I know. I know that's changed. Start of yet another book. My God, this is just so funny. I'm going to keep this for shits and giggles. Yeah, here I started that book again. Death. What? Second dimension. That's not it. These are all my like millions of appointments, and people call and try to fix me up. Oh, I did write down a nightmare because my ex was in it. Hollow Earth pics. Yeah, I had nightmares. Right here, it says it right here. Hollow Earth pics. Nightmares. Here it is. This is what I wanted to write to my sister. All you love in me is you. Looking in a mirror. I wasn't alive until you could. I know she won't watch it, so. I wasn't alive until you laid eyes on me, so I could see myself. You were and are the unconditional love I felt in the darkness. Then you shined your light on me, and I knew what love was, and I knew we were one. Duality. I could fix this a little bit now, knowing a little bit more, but that's what I was going to write. You're so funny. What, the twisted stuff that I can't understand? Try reading it back the other way. Let's see, I got 5 minutes left. Yeah, I should do that stuff I don't understand. Or do you mean literally? I wish we had an app that would literally, like from back in the day, with the records, you know how they said if you played it backwards it was demonic and all that. Have something that would play things backwards, like even your voicemails or something, you know. What? I don't remember having a dream about them. This was supposed to say, all that you love about me is you. Looking in a mirror. She raised me since I was 13, you know, so. They're telling me time's up. Well, thank you for staying with me, Elle. You're the bomb. You taught me a lot just now. And confirmed a lot for me, so I appreciate that. And hopefully we can get this ball rolling after I already ordered it and it's already paid for. So it'll be here on the 6th. But I don't need this camera to, you know, keep me going. I just didn't want to go live, be upside down backwards, trying to find something to hold it and put it here, put it there. It was a hassle for me. Now going live outside is much easier, but it's just too fucking cold right now, if you must know. I see you too, sweetheart. I love you, and I'll talk to you next time. Oh, I want you to know the video that I took today after all this bullshit riding my bike, falling on the camera, breaking it. Well, the video I did get doesn't have any sound. There wasn't anything good there anyway, which doesn't usually happen to me. I personally didn't see anything. And that, again, doesn't happen. So maybe that was meant to be. So you have a good night. Job, baby. Where you been, sweetheart? Now you come on. Well, I'm back. This is my new computer. I've been missing you too, like a son of a bitch. I've been missing everybody. I've been missing myself. Yeah, that was about 50 days of illness. So, plus I had dropped my channel, as you know, pretty much for about 8 months to go study. But this is my new computer. So we got the new computer. Today I went out on my bike, fell, of course, right on my camera, which I had just ordered a new one. So I've been trying to change this. I don't even have to tell you how long I've been trying to change this. But I'll tell you what, I'm glad I was sick for those 50 days because I've learned a lot and had a massive download. And, yeah, but I had to say hi to my buddy, L. Well, I have to leave now because my time is up. But, yeah, I can't wait till a new camera comes in. I can't wait till spring is here. I will, L. Bye bye, both you guys. Love yous. See you soon.